This video is brought to you by Squarespace. If you need a website or domain, go to squarespace.com. Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's video. I recently made a video that involved comparing the photo sharpness of cameras of different megapixels using the same lenses. Several people made comments on the video pointing out that, and also, higher megapixel cameras will point out flaws in mediocre lenses, or high megapixel sensors need higher lens quality. So in this video, I'll answer the question, do higher megapixel cameras do worse than lower megapixel cameras when used with lenses that are less sharp? Should you put your less sharp lenses on low megapixel cameras and sharper lenses on higher megapixel cameras? The answer may surprise you, as people still get this wrong. My name is Simon D'Entremont and I'm a professional nature and wildlife photographer living in Eastern Canada. I make weekly videos giving you photo tips or taking you behind the scenes for nature photography. Subscribe if you want to see more. Okay, let's look into this issue in more detail. In my previous video, I showed how higher megapixel cameras allow you to pixel peep into enough detail to make you think that taking sharp photos with high megapixel cameras is more difficult than low megapixel cameras. But that really all that's going on is that it allows you to peer deeper at the pixel level, which doesn't matter for the most part. My comment section then started getting comments suggesting that high megapixel cameras had another impact on image quality, that they revealed lens weaknesses more than low megapixel cameras. This is a reflection of two widely held views. One, that lenses have a megapixel resolution similar to cameras, that they are somehow sharp enough for a certain number of megapixels, let's say 20 megapixels, but not more. And two, that if you use a higher megapixel camera on a lens that isn't sharp, it will better reveal the inherent weaknesses in that lens, like chromatic aberration or lack of sharpness. Let's unpack these issues. First, do lenses have a sharpness cutoff, let's say, where they can resolve up to a certain amount of detail, as measured in megapixels, but can't after that? Where does this idea come from? Well, much of this idea comes from a website called DxOMark, which tests camera sensors and lenses. They developed a lens rating system that includes things like light transmission, chromatic aberration, and sharpness. To quantify this sharpness measured, they developed a lens sharpness algorithm called perceptual megapixels. So if we look at this Sigma Art f1.4 lens, this measure is stated in megapixels, which implies that this lens can resolve up to 17 megapixels. This leads the viewer to think that any camera with more megapixels has its resolution wasted on this lens. People call this phenomenon the sensor is out-resolving the lens. That is, the extra megapixels are wasted. Now there are two problems here. First, the perceptual megapixel rating is not of the lens. It's of a lens-camera combination. The 17 megapixel sharpness rating here is specifically on the 20 megapixel Canon 6D. If we switch to the 50 megapixel Canon 5DSR, we get a 33 megapixel rating. On a higher megapixel camera, the optical ability of this lens increases. Here's the lens in question, the Sigma Art 20mm f1.4. I'll use this lens on two full-frame cameras. The first is the Canon R6 at 20 megapixels, the same as the Canon 6D used in the DxOMark website, where it stated a perceptual megapixel rating of 17 megapixels. If the myth was true, anything over 17 megapixels is a waste. Now let's take some shots with my 45 megapixel R5. As I proved in my previous video, the culprit here is that at the same zoom, the high megapixel camera zooms more, making it look worse. But at the same field of view, the only resolution that matters for comparison purposes, we can see that we can get more detail from this lens with more megapixels. There is no mechanism for a higher megapixel camera to see lack of sharpness and reveal it. This disproves any idea that lenses have a resolution limit, above which more megapixels aren't helpful. Second, there's a view that higher megapixel cameras allow you to better see optical aberrations, that they're somehow worse on a high megapixel camera. But first, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. I built my own website using Squarespace and it was a breeze. Our website is just a great way to have a professional place online where you can show off your work, your service, or your brand. Social media are often showing you and your work in short clips or thumbnails, and sometimes makes it difficult to monetize as they may not want links to external sites. A website is a permanent home for you and your work and your brand and your services on pages designed by you that show them off at their best. There are lots of useful templates, including ones for specific genres like photography, which is mine. Even though they have great templates, the place to go now is to use their new design intelligence feature, using both Squarespace's experience and cutting-edge AI, helping you to tailor your own website to your own needs. A website is also a great way to monetize your work by setting up an online store so you can take payments by credit card or even PayPal from all over the world, and now with a new feature of buy now and pay later with ClearPay and Afterpay. Go to squarespace.com to sign up for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Simon for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now, if we look at the DxOMark ratings comparing a low and high megapixel camera on the same lens, take note of something. The other measures of optical quality, light transmission, distortion, vignetting, and chromatic aberration, remain the same. Here are two photos shooting a scenario that is known for creating bad optical aberrations, shooting backlit against a light background. The edges of these high contrast areas reveal that the lens, especially in the corners, doesn't focus all wavelengths at the same plane. Curved lenses split colors as they travel through dense materials at different speeds. Let's look at this effect on high and low megapixel cameras, the R5 and the R6. As you can see, the only difference is that there is less pixelation in the high megapixel camera. If anything, I can see that in this area, in the absence of details in the low megapixel camera, the chromatic aberration is bleeding into the branch even more, likely as there isn't enough detail there for the software decoding algorithm to infer any detail there. So the low megapixel camera actually fares worse. But this is at 800% zoom, not a useful measure of performance. So at the same field of view, I'll call them the same. And to note, if you use Lightroom, one click here on Remove Chromatic Aberration, and voila, gone. So now we've shown that there's no such thing as sensors out-resolving lenses. But what about the other way around? Can lenses out-resolve sensors? Let's look into that. So is the inverse of our first scenario valid? Is a sharp lens wasted on a low resolution camera? Some people say you should use sharp lenses on high megapixel cameras and use less sharp lenses on low megapixel cameras. Is any part of this true? Okay, let's look at these test images using some fine print as our guide. I'll start with our control shots, shall we say. These are taken with the Canon RF f2.8L 24-70 lens. Super sharp, especially when stopped down to f4 like the lens we'll be comparing it to. And if we look here, we can see that the high megapixel R5 is looking better and using its resolution advantage to good use by showing us more detail with the sharp lens, fully taking advantage of its potential. But what of the widely held belief that on a lens that's less sharp, the extra megapixels are wasted? Let's look at the Canon 17-40 lens. You can buy this used for $350. Not particularly sharp at 14 megapixels on a 20 megapixel camera and 18 megapixels on a 50 megapixel camera, according to DxOMark. Now that's the theory. What's the real life result? Now keep in mind that many people believe that given this lens isn't that sharp, the high megapixel camera's advantage will be lost. Well, that's not what this shows. On the control with the very sharp 24-70, if we look up here to LED bulb, the high megapixel R5 looks much better. And if we look at the same comparison with the less sharp 17-40, but we also see something else important. The advantage that the high megapixel R5 had on the lower megapixel camera is not any less on this less sharp lens with a stated megapixel rating of 18 megapixels on a high megapixel camera. Even though the lens isn't very sharp, the higher megapixel camera still has a resolution advantage. And by the way, I recently asked people if they'd like to see a live stream image critique by me of their photos. The response was a resounding yes. So follow me on Instagram and I'll send out the request for photos and the email to send them to there, and I'll review them here, live. And if you miss it, you can watch it later too. Now, what if we use an even cheaper lens like the 18-45 that came with my $500 R100? Again, I can see more detail from the higher megapixel R5, but maybe less advantage than there was in a premium lens. But can I see that the lens isn't sharp with a higher megapixel camera? No. In short, all lenses create an image to the best of its optical ability, and all sensors resolve the resulting image to the best of their ability. Whatever the strength or weakness of a lens, there's no such thing as a higher megapixel sensor seeing more of the imperfections of a lower quality lens. And what of the myth that you should only pair sharp lenses with high megapixel cameras and less sharp lenses with low megapixel cameras? I think that one's busted. Higher megapixel cameras will resolve more detail regardless of the lens quality. And if you put a better lens on, the image will be better quality no matter the megapixels of the sensor. In short, no lens is ever wasted on a high resolution sensor, and no sensor is ever wasted on a sharp lens. And so while it is true that a higher megapixel camera can bring out the best in a sharp lens, putting a less sharp lens on a high megapixel camera isn't a mistake. And if you're thinking, well, then I absolutely need a high megapixel camera, I don't think so. I'm a defender of the idea that investing in the best glass is the top priority, and I hope you can use these tips soon to go out and get your own unique and amazing photos. I know you can do it.